bottom line for me is it's not about how much we win by. It's not about who led us in scoring. It's not about who's laughing at me over here. But
Not you, sorry.
but it is about growth, and it is about intentionality, and it is about if you really understand the pink game, you understand that to play for something bigger than yourselves means you need to play through gratitude and understanding how lucky we are to do what we do. And I was most pleased that 4 turnovers for the game, hit our passion play goal of, I think we were 83 or 84. Passion plays today. That's huge. So to me, it's all about growth, and seeing Gianna really be intentional about her defensive growth, getting over screens, seeing Lena come in and play with great intentionality and aggression, and we've been challenging that. To see Kiki come out in the second half and really set the tone on defense and really flip the switch for her. Those are the things I'm pleased with for today, and excited to just be able to celebrate the ways we're getting better.
This is for both of you guys. Coach mentioned after the Rutgers game that staying competitive even when it's a lopsided score was important. How do you guys feel like if that improved today and changed today?
Yeah, I can start off. I definitely think especially in the second half, like the way we continued to compete throughout the whole game, regardless of the scoreboard, was something that I was really proud of as a group. We set some tough goals for us in terms of limiting our turnovers, winning the rebounding battle on both ends of the floor, and really just hustling more overall. And I think to see us get those goals, that's a testament to the way that we continue to work regardless of the score.
Yeah, I agree with what Key said. I think we were really intentional about what goals we wanted to achieve today, and I thought we did a really good job of that. And every single time out, just making sure that we're resetting and making sure that everyone's on the same page and we're continuing to talk. And when we're not, we're calling each other out, we're making sure that we're just continuing to compete for the entire game.
Hi, Kiki. I just wanted to ask, Coach just mentioned kind of the defense leading to the offense there in the second half. Kind of what changed for you? What felt different in that second half there?
Yeah, I think I wasn't happy with the way I just competed in the first half. So Coach Cori challenged me, my teammates challenged me just to come out and be better, be more aggressive defensively. And I think regardless of the outcome on the offensive end, I can control how hard I play and my pride in my defense. And I think in the second half, I just focused in on that and started to find a better rhythm out there.
At the end of last season, it seemed like the problems in the game plan was that everything had to go through Lauren, and obviously she's still having great games, but 7 players with double-digit points. Really good second halves from Lena and Sienna. I guess, what have you seen either personally with the way you guys have been playing, or just seeing from some of the freshmen that has made this team have so many weapons?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it speaks to how talented this team is. We just have threats at every single position, and it makes it so much easier for me to do my job because I know that, if they're going to double, triple, I'm going to find somebody who's able to score. And I think every single day we've just really focused on, we want to be a really well-balanced team, and we want to make sure that we use every person's skills on this team. And I think that we've done a really good job of just continuing to do that every single day in practice and making sure that we're communicating and just making sure that we're really using everybody for what they can produce. But this team is just really, really talented on all levels, so I'm just really proud of how we've been able to show up.
And obviously you guys just finished this game, but how far ahead do you start thinking about, Washington is another top 25 opponent, and where does the game planning come in that aspect?
Honestly, I think, we just take it day by day. Today is February 15th? So focusing on, today and just focusing on, getting better. And I think that we don't want to look too far ahead. We're just going to kind of focus on our day-to-day process, and I think that's what we've done so far this year, and that's why we've been able to just stay grounded, stay focused, and, stay true to our process.
Coach sort of opened with it, but going from, I think, 18 turnovers against Michigan State to 4 turnovers today, and it being sort of one of the things that you just, the team is just struggling to turn around sometimes. Just what went into, really just turning the table today?
Yeah. I think just a commitment to really like take care of the ball. We had like some consequences in practice when we didn't. We were biking and watching like our turnovers and our missed hustle plays and stuff while those clips were playing while we were on the bike. And I think obviously that's not something we want to do. And so I just think that. Just having it a bigger priority to take care of the ball, and also framing it as like, look, if we take care of the ball, we're going to get more possessions, we're going to get more shots, we're going to get more looks at the basket. So if we can do that, we can. It's going to help us.
Anything else for us now, please?
Thank you.
Careful.
Coach, just like what I asked the players, how do you feel the competitiveness just in a lopsided game like came into play in this game?
Well, I think that you made a good point. I actually didn't bring that up in the locker room, and I should have, because that's really been the challenge, is to enjoy, relish, lean into that we're playing for our standard. We're playing to get closer to that standard as a habit every single game. And I've been really honest that we haven't been doing that as consistently against opponents that maybe don't get the score won't give us that exact read. And so I'm really proud of them that they made a step in that direction. That really I got on them. I didn't think we did a great job in the first half. I think we did an okay job, but I think really coming out and reestablishing how we wanted to play. It probably was one of our better games in terms of game adjustments from the halftime. So there were some specific things on both sides of the ball that we wanted to adjust, and I thought they did a really good job and actually improved in all those areas. So as a coach, and as a teacher, that's really what you're trying to do. And so I'm very pleased that we made a step in the right direction in that area.
Sort of going off what you just said, and I know you've talked a lot about just how veteran this team is, but with that ability to go from we had too many turnovers, Michigan State, we're going to improve that and being able to, or we didn't have a great first half, and just being able to turn that table, and you see that even from some of the younger players.
Yeah.
How does that work? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's everything, because I think that I was telling him after the game that I love to study like elite teams from all different sports, and success leaves clues no matter where you are. And one of the things is that whether it be football or NBA or WNBA or college, that the reality is that there's about 4 things that are pretty steady, and one of them is you can't give away plays. So that can look like turnovers in football, that can look like different things in different sports, different levels. But when you turn the ball over with careless turnovers, I don't want us to have none, because I want us to play aggressively and confident. But I think that you can't give away possessions, especially as talented as we are offensively. And that's a big deal to me. But also it speaks to our selflessness. And that's another string that's pulled through elite teams, is that nobody cares who gets the credit. They just want to do whatever it takes to add value for the sake of the team. And there's a couple of others that I shared with them. But that's what I want to see. I want to see just this incredible commitment to be their best for somebody else. And I think if enough people have that pride to add value in that way, good things are going to happen.
I wanted to ask about Dugalich today. I know she drew a foul and a turnover. Just wanted to ask what you saw from her defensively today.
Yeah, we thought at halftime, we really talked that she was really the spark of the first half, that she was the only one playing at the aggression level that we really wanted. It was interesting. I met with her yesterday, and we were talking about I didn't think she played herself the last couple games, and we were talking about what was leading to that. And she was like, I just start second guessing when I get that first foul. And I was actually thankful that she had that scenario, and I just said, hey, this is what we talked about yesterday. You got to play the same way. You might have to be a little bit more conservative with your hands, but you got to still play aggressive. You got to still be the spark for us that we really need. And so I was really pleased to see, hey, that was a struggle last week, something that she was really wrestling with, and she got a direct growth opportunity today, and she really took it. And so, I think she's huge for us. It was a couple road trips ago that the 3 of the guards, Gabs and Char and Kiki, they asked if they could talk to me, and came to my hotel room and said, we trust Angela. Like, we need her to be in more playmaking opportunities because we think she's so important to this team. And I don't know if you can get a better compliment for your teammates to go to the head coach and say, hey, we just want you to know this is what we're feeling, and we think that, you know, we need to get her more rotational touches, we need to get her in more scoring positions, we really trust her out there. I just thought that was a tremendous compliment to Angela, and she's needs to be an incredibly consistent, impactful player for us to go where we need to go.
You mentioned Gianna's defense in your
Yeah.
opening statement. Just where did you see that reflected most throughout the game?
Yeah,
Just for her?
mostly how she's fighting over or around screens. My big thing for her is to not be a pick magnet. You know, like when you hit a screen, it almost always is either going to make you 2 feet behind the play or it's going to force a rotation or a switch. And I thought she could grow in that area of really anticipating. She is such a smart basketball player. She has such a high basketball IQ, and I'm like, you need to use that to anticipate. You need to use that to avoid screens. You need to use that to have a better focus on knowing your personnel. And that's where I saw it show up the most, is her ability to do that. And then to rotate on the backside in terms of the helper drops. I thought she really was having a focus on that as well.
Hi, Coach. I'm Emily Nichols with Sports Radio America. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Of course. I know that you mentioned at the end of the game, y'all have about 4 regular season games before March Madness officially begins. What will the team be working on fine-tuning in preparation for the official championship run?
Well, you know, I think we just, like Kiki said, we really are trying to just focus on today, you know, but our emphasis right now is taking care of the ball. We've got to limit our turnovers, and by the time that we're going into postseason play, that needs to be something that we have a ton of confidence in, that we just don't give away possessions. And then defensive rebounds and 50-50s was the other area for us that we're really trying to focus on our growth in, is that we felt like it was hard tonight because Indiana really didn't crash the boards. They just got back. And so I'm not sure we got a total realistic sense of how our box outs were, because they really weren't crashing. But I do think we made a step in the right direction of winning more 50-50s. We charted every 50-50 opportunity in the Michigan and Michigan State games, and we only got 30% of them. And our goal today, we'll have to go back and watch the film, was to get at least 60% of the 50-50 opportunities. And so that's the big focus. And then the last one is on offense, doing more off the pass and more selective on how we attack off the dribble. And so those have been the areas that we feel like we need to cinch up as we go into postseason play.
For Lena to be as involved as she was tonight.
Yeah, so
double-digit
happy
points.
for her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the block, the efficiency in the shooting. How have you been just tracking her growth throughout the season?
Yeah, you know, I met with her. Tasha actually met with her first, and I came in at the end yesterday, and I looked her in the eye and I said, Lena, I have never wavered one time about the big dog I think you're going to grow into. Like, she's not just a good player for us. I mean, she's going to be a pillar of what we do moving forward. She happens to be on a team that, you know, she doesn't get to play through mistakes very much. She doesn't get the opportunity to sort of have that experiential piece that you just got to learn, sort of baptism by fire, like, hey, you know, you guys got to be thrown into it. She doesn't really get that opportunity because now the margins are so small and we have such an experienced older team. But I just wanted her to know, like, that has just never wavered. She's going to be such a great player, and we've seen glimpses of it throughout the year, but I just told her every chance you get, you play with sort of reckless abandon. And we tease our team all the time that we're going to get mad at everybody but Lena for fouling, because we want Lena to foul more because that means she's being more aggressive. And Tony said to me tonight, remember, Lena gets as many fouls as she wants. But, you know, I just want her to understand and feel how much we believe in her. And I thought she made a huge step in the right direction in terms of her aggression levels today, how she affected it with deflections, with the block, no hesitation on her shot. I just thought she was much closer. We've been really challenging her to use her length and get closer to ball handlers as a guard. That's intimidating for someone like her. And I thought she made really good steps in that direction as well. But we're counting on her. We are counting on Lena to continue to grow and to be somebody that we really build around in the coming years.
And then just really quick. I mean,
Yeah.
Bob Chesney was in the building tonight. I saw that.
Who's that?
Bob Chesney, the
Oh,
UCLA
I didn't even
football.
know that.
Oh yeah.
So-
And then I saw that you reacted to his kind of that viral speech he
Yeah.
had about everyone being involved for the football team. Just what was your sort of
Yeah.
response to that, and how does that kind of?
Yeah, first of all, I'm glad he's our leader. I think he has a real he has a servant's heart. I was thrilled about the speech he gave his team, and it was all about valuing every person that touches that program. That the custodial staff was just as much a part of their team as the quarterback was or the head coach was, and I just thought his character and leadership shined so brightly in that moment. And I not only retweeted it and said this is spectacular, but I texted him and I just thanked him for the kind of leader he's choosing to be here at UCLA. And I texted him and just said, that encourages me as a leader to see you lead our football program with character first and with work ethic and how you treat people. And I think that's going to pay dividends on the field and more importantly off the field. And so, yeah, it means a ton. And I have a lot of respect. That showed me a lot about the direction of our football program will be going, and I'm glad he's in charge of it. So, go ahead.
Sorry.
You're fine.
You know, your team has never shied from holding themselves accountable. Like I think you mentioned, like a players-only meeting after the Texas game. They seem to have a lot more fun about like turnover-related Michigan State stuff. Was that something player-led? Was that something you brought in, an assistant?
Well, they didn't. They honestly didn't have very much fun. I literally did hold them accountable to, they not only did they have to run or do a bike sprint for every single turnover and every one under our passion play goal that they didn't get, but they had to watch their lack of productivity while they did it. So it wasn't very fun. And but I think they know because I just care about them so much that it doesn't come out of a punishment. It comes out of a discipline towards the standard. And if I love them well, then I'm going to hold them to what I know they can do and become. And so, they're going to always tease me. I'm the least popular coach all season long, but that's my job. But what I love about this team is they can tease about it, but in the end, they want that. They want to be held to the highest standards. They want to be challenged. They want to be coached hard. And that's what makes me has been such an enjoyable year for me. And I just want to keep coaching them up because of the kind of kids and people they've chosen to be as well.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate it.